sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Thank you.
Do you need something?
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
What are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use Lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No. The Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
You think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from Lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control, useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, so that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the Lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
I've no more questions.
Do you need something?
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Okay, well,
I'll let you get back to work.
so it said I was done with the mission up here, so apparently they're going to turn something into me here. I don't know what it is.
Though you had granted them power over the very fade itself, though they were
Oh, okay. So it looks like I got some gold. Our efforts bore fruit. A portion of the profits will be passed to you. Use it widely, Harold. Oh, well, thank you. That's really nice. So I guess you can always gather coin? Is that what's going on here? That's apparently you could always be gathering coin. Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and go do this. I mean, might as well just keep on getting money if you can.
Let's see what we have.
Now I'm just wondering if I should actually use my power for this, because I'm not sure what happens when your power runs out, or if these are just powers to spend and then you end up getting more as you go. But I don't know. Rescue soldiers missing in Farrenburg. See, that's so much power to use. I just don't know if I should be doing that yet or not. That's 4. This is a 4. Investigate the shards. The shards acquired by Harold of Industry are unlike anything I've encountered, though ancient in origin. Few have been recovered before now. The breach must have disrupted whatever Ancient was concealing. them from view. I have heard of one scroll that mentions the shards that belong to the Circle Tower of Macarium. However, after the circles fell, the Sorrel family seized many of the valuables as compensation for donations made after the Mage Sun was taken there. They intend to sell the scroll along with everything else at private auction. If ancient magic is tied to the breach, or can offer some advantage against it, we need to know. Can you get us into that auction? I don't know. Should I be using this power or not? Like, I guess I should. Okay, so now we have a new area which is unlocked. Thanks to Our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but implies connection to the temple, possibly even. 11. I followed the lead and believe one such temple stands in an oasis in the western approach. As to what may lie within, I cannot say. Reports of the place are cut off or have pages missing. I have yet to find a reliable first-hand account. Perhaps our soldiers can provide a better one. Except for report. No, I do not want to travel. So apparently I can fast travel there now, which is great. I guess I'm just going to start using all my power now. I might as well, right? Ooh, see, I can't even do that one yet. I can do this one. Oh, no, I can't. Deal with the relatives of Trevlon. In progress. Completed secrets, completed. Well, I can do this one. This is only 10 minutes. The Inquisition isn't a name to throw around lightly. We should openly denounce these people. Ooh. This sort of thing is inevitable. Your relationships may become much more conservative if we promise them future favors. Dear Lady Monolith, it is true, distant relations of the House Trillion are claiming close friendship with the Herald of Industry. A boost is one matter, but the boundaries of tact and decency appear to be unavailable to these mountings. Oh. During a ball in the South Quarter, I witnessed a cousin 5 times removed from Lord Teothin threaten to have the Inquisition fight his rival. He quickly left the party after I made my connection with the Inquisition clear, but the problem stands. We must deal with the Herald's relatives taking his name in vain. Okay, well, let's do that.
Let us begin.
Man, there's tons of micromanaging going on, dude. I didn't even realize there was all this to do back here. I am just like, wow.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one...
Alright, so now I'm curious. I want to go ahead. Now that I've talked to Cassandra, I'd like to go out and I'd like to find these notes.
See reason, listen. We cannot stay here.
Why
Oh
not?
wow.
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight? You're the one they're calling the Herald.
Huh.
It rather rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
No. I did not join the Order to adjust my faith so easily. That I appreciate what the Inquisition is